Alright, so now we know how to create files with text editors. We're gonna learn, as I said, some commands that are useful to manipulate these files, to view their content first. So to view file contents, there are a lot of commands that you can use. For instance, cat, more, less, head and tail. These last two commands are a bit specific because they show you either the very beginning of a file or the last lines of a given file. We're gonna go through more details later on. So I'll start by the first three commands, cat, more, and less. The three of these commands allow you to view the content of a given file. However, the cat command wasn't initially developed to view file contents. I mean, its initial goal is to concatenate files. We will play with some cat examples later on, also with the terminal, so that you can see how we can concatenate files. But still, if you type cat with a file name, it's going to display the content of the file. It's useful when it comes to viewing a short file text, because if the file text is very long, it's just going to display the last screen of that file. And you won't be able to read the text of the beginning in a very long file. Then there are the more and the less commands that allow you to display the content of a very long file and navigate through it. So the syntax is very simple. It's more the file name, or of course you can give the path to the file name you would like to view. Same for less. It allows you to view the content of a long file with typing less and then the file name or the path to the file name. The advantage of less over more is that the fact of less allows you to scroll up and down in your file text, whereas with more, if you scroll down if you move down in your file, you won't be able to go back again. Whereas with less, you can go up and down, you can scroll up and down into the different pages. When it comes to viewing a big file with more, you have to hit the space bar to move down in your file, to move to the next page. And same thing for less. If you would like to move to the following page, you have to hit the space bar of your keyboard. If you want to exit viewing the file, you can simply type the letter Q to exit the file. So again, less command displays the text file content one page at a time, and by hitting the space key in your keyboard, you can go down to the next page, and you can exit again typing the Q. If you would like to go straight to the end of a text file, you can type the letter G. As I said, there are two different commands that are very useful and that allow you to see the beginning, the head of a given file, and the last lines of a given file. The command head displays the text file content, the very beginning of a given text file content. And the tail displays the last lines of a given text file. By default, if you enter head and then the file name without any option, it's going by default to display the first 10 lines of your file. Same thing for tail. If you don't add any option, by default, it's going to display the 10 last lines of your file. There is the -n option that allows you to specify the number of lines you would like to display. So before moving to commands that allow you to do copy, moving and removing files, let's go first to play a little bit with the terminal. Here we are, so let's check where we are. We are under session 1 and we do have 3 files that we already created. So I'm going to try the different commands, cat file 1, and it displays the content of file 1. Here you can't really see the differences between the different commands that we are using to display. I'm trying less now. But when it comes to dealing with very long files, you will really see the difference. Hopefully by the end of this session we will be able to download a given file, and we will a FASTA file, a big one, and we will try to again the different commands on it. So if I want to exit the less command, I hit Q. And same with more. If I try more file 1, it's going to display the content of the file. Here it's the whole content again because it's a very short file. So our file 2 had 4 different lines. Let's play with our file 2. So more or less wherever you would like to use. We'll display the whole content once again here because it's a short file. It's just 4 different lines. Let's try head and tail. So if I type simply head file 2, remember we said by default head allows you to display the 10 first lines of your file. Here I have only 4 different lines, so it's going to display the whole content. So I said that there is the option N that you can use to specify the number of lines you would like to display. Again, if you would like to check the details about a given command or the different options that are available for that command, you can use the command man. So here I'll try like man head, and it's going to give me more details about the command. And as you can see here, we can use the -n option with count, which is the number of lines we would like to display. So if I try, for example, if I would like to display, let's say, the 2 very first lines of the file, we can choose head -n and then followed by 2, and then the name of the file, and it's going to display, as you can see here, only the first 2 lines of our file. So it's same thing for tail, but here you won't really see the difference because it's a small file, but still you can choose to visualize the last 3 lines, for example, of file 1, let's say. Here it's showing the whole file because file 1 is composed of 3 different lines. This first line, the second, and an empty line, because I did hit enter in my keyboard, so you can't really see the difference. But so here, for example, if I hit tail file 1 without specifying any option, which means that it's going to display the 10 last lines of the file, you won't really see a difference because file 1 has just 3 lines. But if we try tail n-2 file 1, we're gonna see the last 2 lines. The last one was an empty one, and then the previous the line just before that empty line. Alright, so now you know how to create files. how to edit files with Nano Text Editor, and you also know how to visualize the content of the files using your terminal, how to view the last and the very first lines of your different files. Let's move to some more useful commands. I mean, all the commands are useful, but more. Let's learn more useful commands.